Hey folks, here today you're seeing me pruning apricots. So the main idea of pruning apricots is to basically flatten the branches so you don't have like branches like see what I'm doing right here. See how the branches are going up like crow's feet sorta. So you try to flatten them so they're pointing out and not up and sideways, trying to avoid the branches from going inwards, and also you try to prune these trees and these branches in a manner that is spaced. And you always look for the best wood too, just like peaches. Always look for the pencil wood. Oh, sorry that the camera is so bouncy. I have the camera in front of me, so sorry about that. I am using my my FELCO electric printer, so it works. It's awesome for printing. I really love it. It's really fast and it does a great job. And you probably see me up and down on these, going up and down here too. And I'm on my machine, my Durette. So, anyways, yeah, I just carry on here, and yeah, just trying to space all the branches as best you can. You know, just anything that's pointing in, you take out, and basically make your trees well feathered. And sometimes when you're you know, just sometimes when you're pruning, you just have to gauge things. You have to gauge the limbs. Kind of think about it, and you think about which way the limb is going. As seen there, you know, everything's always pointing out. You can see that from my video. So, you know, you see that there. The branch is always pointing outwards. Always, always, always. Very similar, like pruning peaches. Very similar. So. Also lower branches too, the same thing. You try to like, basically you don't want branches going into the road where you drive with the tractor, because that can cause a hazard. So you try to prune them back as the best you can. So I generally don't worry too much about the spurs on the tree branches. I basically worry about basically worry about the wood on the ends of the branches. So, apricots are fairly forgiving, just like peaches. Pretty hard to harm them. Although you don't want to prune the crap out of. You don't want to prune the crap out of the trees as well, because you'll end up with too much growth. So, also too, if the branches are too spindly, you can cut them out too. Because if they're too spindly, then when the limb loads up with fruit, it's going to break off, and you don't want that. We're just looking up the tree here. Just going to bring, excuse me, pruning some of the branches back. camera's on my chest, so kind of I should reposition it further. Maybe next time I'll get a GoPro and stick it on top of my hat. Now we can have a bird's eye view. So anyway, just carrying on through the block here and pruning out little branches and making everything nice and flat and even. Spacing out the branches, nothing going in. Sometimes you may have a bunch of branches on the inside, but lots of suckers, and what you do is you just prune them out, but don't prune all of them out. You leave some in there as well. If you prune too many, then you get overgrowth and end up with a big problem. So you want to leave some in there. How I prune my trees here too is I like to prune both sides as I'm going down the row. So I go 2 or 3 trees and then I go back and forth and move back and forth on the machine. So, but it's very simple to prune apricots. In my mind, I think apricots are probably one of the easiest to prune, just because of the way they grow. Very similar to apples. Very similar to apple trees. So let's go back here a bit more and hopefully find a better branch here to show some more pruning here. You may notice I have a very distinctive pruning style, and the trees are very uniform and all the same height. I keep my trees at 10 feet in height. Any taller, then you pose a hazard for pickers and yourself. So 10 feet is the max height. 10 to 12 feet is max height on my trees, all my trees. Oh, sorry if the sunlight may come into your eye. Generally try to avoid crow's feet on these trees. Just put branches facing in and just flatten, spread the branches out evenly. Nothing pointing in, pointing out. Pick your best wood, pencil wood. And you always keep going through the tree, and every branch. It's like sometimes you have a stick sticking out and a little twig, and you could head the branch down to that twig that's sticking out. As you see, some of my limbs here, that twig right there. Sometimes you hit it, and you can cut that right above that twig. Then the branch will go out, and there's your next branch. Sometimes you may take a couple cuts to cut the branch off too. So. Keep going here. This you just watch and learn. It's it's very easy. Once you get the hang of pruning and equipment, especially with electric pruner, you just fly through the block, and it's very productive, and you get a lot of work out of it, and it's a lot better than using loppers. It's just very fast and efficient. See, there's a branch there I picked there, and it's a bit too long, so I headed the branch back, and now the limb is facing outwards. Got there. just keep on going and just, you know, see the way I'm pruning there. Sometimes you may see a branch that doesn't have a lot of twigs on it, but there are spurs on these branches. They fill up with fruit. Sometimes you can prune out the spurs. You know, thin out the spurs a little bit to get bigger fruit, but you know, that's not really my concern. These trees here, this year my main concern is bring them down because they're too high, and also shape them a little bit more. But just beautiful wood, and these apricots are tomcots. They grow really, really good. Tomcat and Gold Bar are in my opinion, they're the best. There are other varieties out there, but if you want to do good trees, Tomcat are one of the better ones. They grow fast and they're pretty resistant to different diseases. So. Yeah, you see that branch there? I have my hand there. I cut her back a bit. You have to bear with me, this is my first time with the camera in front of me pruning, so you get the idea, I think. So here's another branch, and you know, sometimes you have a branch like that in front of me right there. If you have a branch that's going outwards on the side, you can just turn it back a bit to 50%, and so it's not so spindly. Generally, most of the branches I prune back to 50% of the length. So you can tip the end to the first couple inches, depending on the caliper of the branch, smalls. And sometimes on the middle of the tree, you can also cut some of the inner branches too sometimes, because you don't want too many branches on the inside, which would make too much shade as well, and then you know, end up with a problem with bird nests in the trees. You don't want that. We're looking to grow the tree as an open umbrella style. That's how I prune most of my trees. There's not the only. Basically, you can prune fruit trees basically in two styles: either center leader or open center. So these ones are open center. Be careful with the pruner. It's very fast, and don't get your fingers in the way because you'll chop your fingers off. See, fast, fast, fast. Okay, well, that's all I have to say really on this video. So, there's not really a whole lot to explain more. I've already said what I had to say. But if you have any questions on how to prune different cottons, please shoot me a message. I'll answer your questions if you have any. And that's all I have to say. Alright, thanks for watching my video, and please stay tuned for more videos to come. Bye for now.